It's Friday, it's May the 27th, and don't go anywhere because the Hotwire, your favorite podcast, starts right now.
Are you ready? I'm ready. Live on Revolution Radio, please welcome the hosts of the Hotwire, Tommy Knox.
Oh, yeah, welcome back to the Hotwire. I hope you guys didn't miss me too much because I really missed you. It's been a great Japanese tour. We're ready to finish the tour, to go out with a bang in Tokyo uh, with Into the Void 5. We're just about 9 days away from that show. This is the off week, right? There is no SCW show this week, unfortunately. I know. And what does that mean for the Hot Wire? It means, we're going to have a little bit of a shorter show this week, right? I'm not going to get into the card too much for Into the Void because we do have our big Into the Void pre-show edition of Hot Wire next week, right? So I don't want to kind of blow my load early, so to speak. Okay, but we are going to recap last week's action. We're going to kind of go around the SCW universe with some rumors and some news. All right. Of course, we're going to find out what's eating Tom. We're going to review the Twitter poll question of the week. Whose stock is up? Whose stock is down? And of course, everyone's favorite segment, the Hot Wire mailbag. And what better way to kick off a Hot Wire show than the Hot Wire mailbag? So we're going to jump right into these questions right now. And the very first question this week comes from Darcy Peterson from Piedmont, North Dakota. And she asks, have you ever thought about having a special guest on the show, like a star from SCW? And if so, who would you want as your first guest? Yes, I have. And Hot Stuff Mark Ward. We've been talking about it. I've been trying to get him on the show. It is in the works, right? It's not going to happen next week, but it might happen the week after or the week after that. So it is in the works, and hopefully that'll happen soon, if possible. If not, you're just stuck with me. And to be honest with you, I'm all you really need anyway. So why the fuck are you even asking the question? Percy Watkins from Oklahoma City. If SCW were to have their own network and members had to pay a certain fee, what kind of content would you want to see on the show? And would you want certain stars and bombshells you star in, to star in their own little miniseries? And if so, who? There's a couple people that I would like to know what goes on in their daily lives. Like following Melody Grace around, I think would be a lot of fun. Um, you know, Stuff like that could be interesting. I don't know. I'm not much of a reality TV guy, so I'm probably the wrong person to ask this question. But I would love for SCW to have a streaming service, right? To be able to watch every match ever on demand, awesome. I would imagine you'd end up with some ACW matches on there as well, which would be really cool. So for that stuff, interviews, backstage, beyond the ring type stuff would be super cool, and I'm all for it. Good question, Percy. Next question. Hannah Larry in Seattle, Washington. Do you think that superstars and bombshells can ever truly retire, or will they always have that urge to be in the ring as long as they're healthy enough? Probably. I mean, I liken that to a football player, right? You think you can go is forever. That's just the mentality that these guys have, and and a lot of them can, quite frankly, especially if you lighten the load. They start wrestling on part-time schedules, then, the sky is really the limit for some of these guys. Xander Adams in Cincinnati, Ohio. There are a lot of stars out there that aren't signed with SCW. If you could pick one female and one male to bring into SCW, who would you choose? People that are not in SCW now. Um, that's interesting. Sorry, you gotta give me. That's a big question. There's a lot of a lot of wrestlers out there. Uh, Male wrestler would probably be. Huh. I'm just kind of scanning my brain here because there's a lot. Who would I choose, male or female? Um, there's a couple guys out there that I like. I like Jason Cash from 4CW. I think he's pretty good. Um, who else? That's all I can think of right now that I would, grab. Uh, Female wrestlers, I wouldn't mind seeing some of the girls over from LAW. Sorry, women over from LAW. There's some good talent on those rosters. No, there's a lot. I mean, to be able to pinpoint that down to two, I apologize, I can't do that now. But there's a lot. There's a wonderful amount of talent out there, and they should all be in Sin City Wrestling, especially women, because the SCW Bombshell division is the best women's wrestling division out there, period. I don't care what anybody says. So, there you go. From Lana and Corey Christensen in Nashville, Tennessee. We are a married couple that is in love with everything SCW related. And as a married man yourself, do you see any of the talent getting married in the next few months? And if so, do you think SCW's creative team will capitalize on that and use it for their entertainment, like in segments or matches or whatever? Personally, I don't know, and I don't really care. I've said this before, this isn't a gossip show. Okay, I don't really care who's fucking who backstage, because they're probably all fucking each other, right? It doesn't really matter to me. But, I don't know. Probably if somebody was getting married, it would probably find its way onto television, I promise you. Zane Wilson in Honolulu, Hawaii. I know you think that Roxy and Kira aren't proper tag team champions because they don't boost the championships in the way that the other champions do. Do you think it's because maybe they've come complacent, or has there not been a real threat to them? And moving on, which two bombshells would you pair together as a team that could upset and take the titles? I push their stock down for just those reasons. They don't seem to care about the championships they hold. They seem to care, to say, we're champions, but they're adding zero prestige to the titles. Part of that could not be their fault. It could be that there really isn't competition. So maybe they do feel a bit complacent and there's no drive to kind of pump those belts up, maybe. So maybe SCW as a whole is the fault. But their title reign, to me, again, I think they're the best tag team in professional wrestling today. I cannot overstate that. They are. But they're bad champions, and their reign needs to end. And who can do it? I wouldn't be surprised if Crystal Millar doesn't win at Into the Void, to see her and Kate Steele go after those belts. That would be my pick at the moment. Jessica Franklin in NYC. I love the show and everything in SCW. Easy question. FMK, fuck, marry, kill, I'm assuming. Melody Grace, Roxy Johnson, and Veronica Taylor. Super easy. I would fuck Melody Grace because she's the best looking out of all of them. All right, but I couldn't marry her because she's kind of bubbly and a little bit annoying. I would marry Roxy Johnson because, let's be honest, she makes the perfect wife. She's such a wonderful person. She's so nice. She's just lovely. And I would kill Veronica Taylor. I'd probably kill Veronica Taylor first. It would become kill, fuck, marry, because I wouldn't be able to wait to get my hands around her neck and just put her out of her fucking misery. I hope that answers your question. From Violet Darby in Chicago. Who would you say is the greatest men's and women's tag team in SCW history? Again, this is an easy one. Sinful Obsession for the men's. And, oh my God, I can't think of the name. The Fallen, excuse me. Wow. It left my brain for a second. The Fallen, and the version of the Fallen is Reigning in Gothica. By far, not even a question. From Kyoko Sawai in Tokyo. How do I become SCW Bombshell? You probably have to jerk off Eric Staggs. I don't know. Apply, put yourself in the ring, get some time underneath your belt, and you never know. From Damien Silic in Amsterdam. How hard is life on the road for SCW superstars and bombshells? I could speak from personal experience. I've spent a lot of time as a journalist and as a celebrated analyst on the road. And it's tough. It's not easy, especially if you have a family. I got two kids. It's tough to be away from them. Just so you guys know, I'm broadcasting from Tokyo right now. I haven't been home in 3 weeks. I miss my kids. I miss my wife. So, yeah, it's tough. And I'm a guy that doesn't do it very often. Some of these guys are on the road 40 to 45 weeks a year. So I commend them for what they do and the sacrifices that they make. From KCC in Nashua. What has Casey Williams done since the debut episode of the Hotwire that has impressed you the most? And do you still find him boring like you did back then? What would Casey have to do to get in Tommy's doghouse? Casey Williams has lit a fire under his ass. He's been more aggressive. He's been angrier. He's, to me, been more entertaining. So I hope he keeps this up. If he doesn't keep it up, then he will fall back in the doghouse and become boring again. But no, right now, Casey Williams is not boring. Erica Franks in Caldwell, Idaho. Hi, Tommy. Do you think that Melody Grace can really trust Natalie McKinley, given what Natalie did to her supposed friend Simon Jones last August at Summer Extreme 3? No. I don't think anybody trusts anybody in professional wrestling, period, ever, let alone Natalie, who's a snake. So she plays nice now, but we all know, we've seen her true colors. She ain't a snake, bro. All right? She's kind of an asshole. So do I think if she has the opportunity to fuck over Melody Grace, she's going to take it? Absolutely, bro. Without even thinking twice. Andy in Atlanta, my buddy Andy, he sent in 2 questions this week. Number 1, I would either like to see James Tuschini retain the roulette title or for Steve Ramone to regain it back. What is your gut feeling? Do you think Matt Spears and Ryan Keys have a shot at winning the match and the title belt? All 4 men in that match have a shot to win it. Okay? So, I'll leave it at that. I'm going to do all my predictions next week, so I don't really want to, like I said before, blow my load too early. But all 4 men have a shot to win it. Question number 2. Do you think Dimitri can win back the Internet title, or will Rage rise up and show Dimitri and Casey who owns that title belt? I would like to see Casey win the Internet title belt, as he's been after it for some time. Again, yes, Dimitri can. All 3 men have a shot at winning that belt. Again, I'm not going to make a prediction, but it would be nice to see Casey Williams win. He hasn't held the title in quite a while. Let's see here. Steve from Portland, Maine. With a tag match on the last Climax Control, do you think Joshua is going to start tagging again? And if so, who would be a good partner? I'm assuming he means Joshua Aquin. He may. Him and TNA look good together, They certainly beat former World Tag Team Champions and the Surf Boys pretty easily. So you never know. That could be a team. But, there's an answer for you. Jessica Hall in Delaware, Ohio. Who in SCW deserves more airtime? Ryan Keys, bro. Get that guy on more TV. Seriously, just get him on TV. Dylan Jackson, New Orleans, Louisiana. If the current male championship holders in SCW were to face off against each other in a no DQ match, who would win and why? J2H would win because he's the best talent on the roster right now. And he would probably cheat to win, and I would love him for it. Patrick Zeno, Miami, Florida. In your opinion, how does the Into the Void 5 card look so far? Would you change any of the matches? The card looks great. Um, Again, I'm going to get into a lot of this next week, and I know you guys are excited to talk Into the Void 5, but you're just going to have to wait. Sorry. I wouldn't change anything about it. I think it's great. Um, I thought maybe Micah deserved to kind of wiggle her way into that title match, that bombshell title match. But she dropped the ball the last few weeks, losing 2 matches in a row. So I wouldn't change anything. Let's see here. Still love. This is Andy Ortiz in St. Louis, Missouri. Still love the show to this day. You're doing such an awesome job at giving Sin City Wrestling that extra something that makes it a great show. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Amy. My question is, what's not eating Tom? What's not eating Tom? You know what's not eating Tom? Joshua Aquin. For the first time in a month, Joshua Aquin is not eating my shit. I think he's making great strides in the right direction. He's showing improvement. He's showing the aggression, the commitment, the effort that has been missing. And I'm really excited about that. I hope he doesn't fall off after a couple weeks, because it would be really excited to see what he could do, especially going back to the last question, or a few questions ago, about the tag division. He gets a hot partner. Watch out. Watch out. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. Do you have any updates on Alexis? I do not. Last I heard, she was kicked off the tour, and who knows? I haven't heard anything else. What brands sponsor SCW? Coca-Cola, and what's the other one? Coca-Cola and that weird Ace bandages. Fucking weird, right? I know. If SCW was to face off against another federation, what federation would you pick and why? To me, the best fed out there other than SCW is 4CW. So I would love to see some inter-fed action there. It would be pretty cool. 4. If you could pick any wrestler, male and female, in the world to debut in SCW, who would they be? Someone asked this question already, and I said Jason Cash, and I stick by that. I would love to see Jason Cash in an SCW ring. Let's see here. Why are so many of the SCW wrestlers against being in Japan? I don't think they really are. I just think they like to fucking bitch, especially Micah. Are you excited for Bad Company, and what are your thoughts about them? Bad Company being the debuting team, I guess, of Caleb Houston and Johnny Tsunami, both former single stars. You know what? If they could stick around and not be lazy, they're dangerous. They're very dangerous. All right? You saw what they did very easily to former World Tag Team Champions in Gnarly and Radical on Climax Control, and that, to me, looked pretty fucking effortless on their part. If they get motivated and they're really here, expect them to have gold around their waist pretty fucking quickly. All right, that's all the questions we got for this week, guys. Pretty good turnout. I liked it, right? Thank you very much for everyone that submitted a question. Again, I thank you. You make the show go around. So please give yourselves a round of fucking applause. Twitter poll question of the week, right? Who is the best champion in SCW, right? We had J2H, we had Rage, we had Kate Steele, and somebody else. Dimitri, I think. Right? Let's double check. Let's pull it up. You can see how many votes that fourth person got, right? Let's see here. Yes. Okay. So basically everybody picked, I think 68% of the vote went to J2H. This is the very first time that the SCW universe picked the same way that Tommy Knox did, right? J2H is by far the best champion on the roster. Rage got the second most, which was very far away. I think it was like 18%. And why, I don't know, because the guy has 2 title reigns and 1 belt in 2 weeks. can't defend the belt, but for some reason, I would have voted for Case Steel second. Look, J2H is the most dominant star on the roster right now, period. He's hot. He's doing very well with the belt. He is establishing some prestige to that belt like it should always have. So yeah, I mean he is the best champion on the roster. I don't think that's a question. Recapping some of the action last week, guys. Pretty pretty good show. I really enjoyed it. By the way, I got all but one match incorrect, right? So for all you guys that like to pick on Tommy Knox about his predictions, take that to the fucking bank, bitches, right? Um, I said before TNA and Joshua Ackman looked pretty good together as a tag team, right? I think there might be something there. Who knows? But there might be. What overshadowed their victory was, of course, Bad Company, right? Caleb Houston and Johnny Tsunami making their re-entrance into the SCW universe. And my God, this chick Evie Bang is fucking smoking, right? There may be someone who finally gives Sam Marlowe a run for her money. Who knows? But wow, I mean, I was turned on. I don't know about you guys. The main event of the evening was, to me, the match of the night. J2H looked good, like I said he does, and he always will. And Kristen Millar also looked very good. So did Despair. So did Sammy Marlowe. But you know, to me, J2H was the star of the bout. Micah again disappointed, like I said she would. By the way, so I didn't get this one wrong. You fucking haters, right? Micah lost to Melody Grace, and this was a huge win for Melody going into the void. Going into the void. Excuse me. Lots of momentum for her now going into that match, and that could be what she needs to propel her finally past Jesse Salco officially. Right. All in all, it was a really good show. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great lead. It was nice to see Drake Green back on SCW television, right? And it was even nicer to see TNA kick his ass again, right? But it looks like we're gonna get an unsanctioned, I guess no holds barred match between the two. And I gotta tell you, look, I'm hard on Drake Green. He's probably not 100% right now, but he's a big match guy, right? The guy always delivers. TNA is one of the best technical wrestlers in the world. This is going to be a big match. It's going to be a good match, and it has the potential to steal the show. You heard that here first, but we'll talk more about that next week. What's eating Tom, right? What is eating Tom? Excuse me, I'm going to drink some of my Gatorade, so you have to give me a second here. Someone asked before what sponsors SCW, Coca-Cola, and Ace Bandages. You know what sponsors the Hotwire? Delicious G2. Particularly the Glacier Freeze Frost beverage G2. Available at all your local supermarkets. G2. Not the fatty stuff, right? It's the low carb, low sugar one because Tommy likes to keep himself fresh, right? Good. What's eating Tom? You know what's eating Tom this week? Right? What's eating Tom is the fact that I'm sitting here in Tokyo, Japan, okay? And someone alluded to it earlier. Everyone's bad mouthing Japan, right? I know people don't really feel that way because they just, they just want to bitch. But this is one of the epicenters of professional wrestling in the world, right? Some of the greatest wrestlers in the world have ever come out, that have ever been around, have come out of Japan. It's a little disheartening to me. Like, respect the heritage, respect the legacy, respect where you are in the history and everything, and that's one thing that I'll say about Micah is like you've come across as like a really needy, annoying bitch the past couple weeks, and it's kind of mean, and I wish he'd stop. So when I say what's eating Tom, Micah, you're fucking eating Tom. Okay? So fucking suck it up, put the show on, okay? And stop bitching. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. What's going on around the SCW universe, right? So a little bit of rumors, some news. First thing is first is Tommy Knox will, of course, be at Into the Void 5. He will be signing autographs for the first time ever. All right, Tommy Knox is going to run a booth, right, next Saturday. Okay, and he's gonna sign some autographs for all his adoring fans because remember, I'm a celebrated journalist and analyst. Okay, I'm world fucking famous, bitches. All right. But going around, I heard that a major SCW star has asked for their release from the company after Into the Void. Who that could be, I don't know, but someone told me it was a major star, someone who draws a lot, and would certainly be a blow to the company. I also heard that Micah has been trying to put a hold on Drake's new movie because she's jealous and she doesn't want him doing any steamy sex scenes with Melody Grace. But fat chance. This is a $1 billion franchise from Warner Brothers. This will be the third and I think final installment of the Jack Hammer franchise. So, sorry, girl. This is going to happen. I also heard that Misty Waters has been championing and been asking for one more run, right? One more chance to come back and do it again. And it's been falling on deaf ears from what I've heard, right? Maybe not so excited to bring Misty back into the fold. I think that's a mistake. She's a money girl. She would draw big crowds, and she's one of the best ever, maybe the best ever, right? So if she wants to lace up the boots, I say let her. Sammy, Marlowe, and Ben Jordan are apparently on the rocks already. All right. Apparently that's not going so well. All right. I tell you what, Sam Marlowe, Tommy's your boy, right? Tommy's here for you when you're ready. All right. Also, keep in mind that Caleb Houston and Johnny Tsunami did show up last week at Climax Control. They are slated to perform at Into the Void 5, but a little birdie has told me their contracts are not done. Okay? That they were still kind of wheeling and dealing, and there is a chance, small one, but there is a chance that match might not even happen because they may not get paid. Here's an interesting rumor. An SCW bombshell will be making an appearance at Ladies All-Star Wrestling, LAW, their validation pay-per-view on Sunday, just 2 days away. No word yet on who the bombshell is, except that they are tied to one of the championship matches at Into the Void. So, who will that be? My guess would probably be Mercedes Vargas. But you never know. I mean, we can rule out Roxy Johnson because she's going to be on the show anyway. If I were going to make a guess, I would probably say Mercedes Vargas. But you never know, right? So that's all the news and rumors we got this week, guys. Winding down the show, I do know it's a shorter show this week because we're not getting into the predictions of the next show, so I apologize if I'm letting anybody down on your Friday morning. But to finish the week, as always, we have Stock Up, and then we have, of course, Stock Down. Stock Up this week is J2H. The guy looked great, all right? He looked fantastic. He's your World Heavyweight Champion. He's the best World Heavyweight Champion in recent memory. And I'm excited at what he can do going forward, especially into the Void 5. I think that's going to be a really good match, and I'm looking forward to it. Stock Up is Melody Grace. I said it before. Huge momentum booster, beating Micah 1-2-3. This is going to propel her into this match as the clear favorite and into the Void 5, and we'll talk more about that next week. But she looked fantastic. And her stock is definitely up. Last but not least is Joshua Aquin. What? Don't fall off your chair. Don't gasp. I said Joshua Aquin stock is up. You want to know why? Because the motherfucker is listening to what I'm saying. He's clearly listening to the Hotwire every week. right? And he's taking what Tommy Knox, the celebrated analyst that he is saying to heart, and it's showing, right? So, bravo. This is me clapping for Joshua Ackman. Your stock is up, bro. Keep doing it. I want to keep seeing it. And the moment you let off the gas, your stock is gonna fucking crash, and I'm gonna fucking call you out on it. Okay, but for right now, good job, bro. I appreciate the effort. That's your stock up. Whose stock is down this week? All right, very clearly and very obviously, Micah, your stock is down. 2 losses in a row for the first time in your SCW career. All right. Both against two people you probably should have beat. Right. And you didn't. And you've definitely pushed yourself out of the World Bombshell title picture because of it. So just by rule of numbers, right? Numbers don't lie. Your stock is down. I think obviously a win or two will put you right back up there. But right now, the nonchalant, effortless attitude you have portrayed over the past few weeks is very obviously how you really feel, and it's starting to show in the ring. So your stock is down. Also, stock down this week, and this might upset a couple people, right? You may not be expecting this one, but stock is down for Team Hero. Again, your stock will be down every week until you fucking do something. Just do something, please. Show up and just say, hey, hi, by the way, we're Roxy Johnson and Kira Johnson, and we're the World Bombshell Tag Team Champions. I appreciate you showing up. Thanks. That's all you gotta fucking do, and your stock will fucking skyrocket. But you refuse to do it, so your stock is still down. Final stock down of the week. Again, I happen to like this person. To me, is Sam Marlowe. You lost your belt. You didn't react and recover very well. So for that, your stock is down. I think losing again 2 matches in a row hurts your chances, kills your momentum going into the void. So I think it's going to be a hard one for you to win next week. We're going to talk about that more next week. Not saying you won't or that you don't have a chance. Just it will be tough. So for that, your stock is down. Guys, thank you so much for listening to the Hotwire this week. I hope I didn't bore you. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, next week, a week from today, will be the Into the Void 5 special where we will break down every match. All right? It will be nothing but a prediction show. All right? There will be no stock up, no stock down, no rumors, no mailbag questions. Okay? It will just be predictions and breakdown of matches. And it's going to be fucking fantastic. Again, I hope you enjoyed the show. And of course, if you didn't, go fuck yourself.